Welcome to episode 8 of Who Wants to Be an FP&A Ninja, which is our own FP&A quiz. Today's episode is on data storytelling and presentations, which is one of the more important topics in FP&A and finance in general. So we'll see questions on that topic today. So hopefully that is something that we are looking forward to. We do not need a calculator. So Aisha, we don't need a calculator. You just need to be present and be really quick when you answer. So just be present, be really quick when you answer. You don't need a calculator or an Excel for the quiz. Before we get started, a quick shout out to our sponsors, Drivetrain, Pivot Excel, GA Management Consultants, and we'll talk more about that today, and Blogs. So thank you so much for supporting us. With that, we'll quickly take a look at one of our new program launch that happened a couple of days before. So FPI is now collaborating with GA Management Consultants to bring to you a live program on FP&A for finance, AI for finance and FP&A. So we also have here today representatives from GA Management Consultants. I see a couple of them. I see Abhinav and Gaurav and Ishwar here. So Gaurav, Abhinav, Ishwar, feel free to turn on your cameras if you can and just say hi to everybody. And we'll talk more about this program. If you guys are interested in learning more about what's there inside this program, hang on till the end of the quiz and we'll talk more about this. Okay. Yeah, Gaurav, I see Gaurav on screen. So thanks, Gaurav, for joining, and we'll talk more about the program later after the quiz. So quickly, the objectives of the quiz. What we usually do is we just run through these objectives quickly, and then we get started with the trial round. So the objectives of the quiz, as everybody here knows, it's to increase awareness about FP&A and FP&A roles, encourage continuous learning. So this is one way, a fun way to learn FP&A and finance concepts, and also foster community and networking. So I'm hoping a lot of you might at some point get connected to each other, maybe through different platforms, and someday maybe meet in person as well. So these are the objectives of this quiz show. More important side is the rules side, especially if you're joining us for the first time, pay attention to this one. When we start the quiz, you will see the link to join the quiz on the screen. So there will be a link that you can use to join the quiz through your mobile phone. And once you join the link, either through keying in the link in your browser or using a scanner with a QR code, you will be prompted to enter a game pin. The game pin will be displayed on the screen. So you will see the game pin being displayed on the screen. When you enter the room, when you enter the quiz room, you have to enter your full name. If the app is not allowing you to enter your full name because of the length, make sure you at least enter your first name and initials of your last name. In case you drop out, in case you break in between due to connectivity issues, you can again rejoin using the same pin. Game pin will be displayed at the bottom of the screen at all times during the quiz. So at any point of time you drop out of the quiz, you can just look at the bottom of the screen and then rejoin the quiz. I see some questions in the chat box, so we'll address them one by one. Try to be in camera and do not cheat. We will be muting, and we have already muted everybody just to avoid background noise during the quiz. And we will unmute you guys again after the quiz if you have any questions or any comments. So these are the quick rules. I'll just take a couple of minutes to address the questions in the chat box, and then we'll get started. Okay, do you need a calculator? No, we already talked about that. How can you prepare for this quiz? So it's not an exam, so it's supposed to be fun and light. Ideally, you don't have to prepare for this. You should be able to do this. If you need to prepare, maybe you can just do a quick read through using internet or using Google or using ChatGPT these days on these topics, and that should be good enough. We can use mobile as well. So ideally recommended is you join the quiz using the mobile phone. So the questions will be displayed on your monitor or your laptop or your computer, whatever you are using as a primary device, and the mobile phone will act as a voting machine or where you can select the right options for the quiz. So recommended you join it through your mobile phone. You do not need a Kahoot app, but if you have a Kahoot app, that will be good. I mean, that it'll be good if you can have a Kahoot app, so you can directly use the app to enter the game pin. However, not necessary. You can just go to the mobile website and just directly join without the app as well. So that was on the rules of the quiz. Let me see how many people are new. So if there are like 5 or more new people, we'll do the trial round, or else we'll directly move to the main quiz. So let me know in the chat box how many people are joining for the first time. And I see Aisha is here for the first time. Who else is here new or who has not played the quiz before? Okay, so in that case, we can directly jump to the main round. So let me go into the quiz app right away and launch the quiz. In a few seconds, you will see the quiz coming up on your screen once I hit start. Let me do that. Okay, so now you see the link as well as the game pin on your screen. What you have to do is you have to either go to this link, use the app, or scan this QR code, enter this game pin, enter your name, make sure you enter your correct name, and we will get started in 2 minutes. So it's 9:10 in the watch here on my computer. As soon as we hit 9:12, we will get started. So you have about a minute and a half to join. Okay, a lot of familiar names. Good to see you again, all of you. Thanks for joining. Sampada, Gaurav, Vivek, Bharat, Sachin, Saket, Vaishali, Piyush, Sampada, Ayushi, Mohammed, Sagar, Zaid. Good to see you all again back. Okay, so I see 23 people have already joined the quiz. 1 more minute and we'll get started. So we have 37 people here, excluding me. There are 36. So I hope others will join as soon as possible. Okay, Aisha, are you able to join? Yeah, we see Aisha. So good to have Aisha as well. Okay, 25 and counting. Few more seconds before I hit start. So make sure you join as soon as possible. Anybody facing issues joining the quiz, let me know in the chat box. Okay, I don't see anything yet on the chat box. What is the game pin? So the game pin is displayed on the screen. I will also put it in the chat box. 873 995 873. So this is the game pin. And also this will be displayed when the quiz is running at the bottom of the screen. So if you by chance drop out, you can again rejoin using the same pin. Okay, so I see more people joining in. Biva, Sagar, Subhash, welcome, Omar. And we are on time and we'll get started with the quiz in the next 5 seconds. So let me just hit the start button and we'll get started. Okay, I will read out the questions and you will have 4 options on the screen. How many questions today? So 10 questions is what we usually do, and it will be about 9 or 10 questions. Okay, what is the primary purpose of data storytelling in presentations? And your options are there on the screen. Okay, so I see a lot of people got the right, got the answer right. And as you know, there might be 2 or more right answers that you might be seeing. So in that case, you have to select the most right answer or the most closest right answer. So the objective or the purpose of data storytelling is not to include all the data that you see in your presentation. It's not just to make sure that you have beautiful charts and graphs and not showing all the details. Those things are not necessary. The idea is to present complicated data in a way that is helpful to take decisions and helpful for senior management to run the business. So that's the main objective of data storytelling in presentations. Okay. What we'll do is we'll quickly move to the leaderboard after each and every question. We'll quickly see the position of the leaderboard and then maybe have a couple of slides talking about the question. Okay, so let's look at the leaderboard and there you have it. So Vivek, Vaishali, Sachin, Bharat, and Saket are in the top 5 positions. We'll come back to the leaderboard after every question, but for now we'll move to the next slide. Okay, so just quickly, primary purpose of data storytelling is what we had as a question. So data storytelling is not just about presenting data. It's about turning data or converting data into insights, narratives that helps the audience or whoever is the consumer of that information to understand and make decisions. That is the main objective of data storytelling. Okay, with that, we go to the second question, which is on screen right now. What should be avoided in data visualization? And you have the options on the screen. Okay, hopefully this is straightforward. We have few more seconds. And yes, creating misleading visualization is something that you should avoid. And we'll see more on that in a few seconds. Quick look at the leaderboard. Not a lot has changed. I think there was a switch between Bharat and Saket, fourth and the fifth position. And let's go to the next slide. Okay, here is an example how charts can be misleading or how visualizations can be misleading. So if you notice, there are two charts, one on the left and one on the right. Uh, Although the change is not that big from 2017 to 18 to 19, but if you increase the decimals on the scale on the left, you can in a way misrepresent what is happening. So ideally, the changes from 4 to 3.96 and 3.90, it's hardly any change. However, if you don't have the right scale, if you don't present it in a way, it could be misleading. So you should avoid that situation. Okay, with that, let's go to the next question. Which audience is best suited for an operational dashboard? You have 4 options on your screen. Okay, so we'll talk more about this, but the right answer is the people who execute or people who are in the front line in the execution teams. So those people would be the best suited audience for the operational dashboard. We'll talk more about this, but before that, let's take a look at the leaderboard. What I'll do is I'll just mute everybody for avoiding the background noise while we are running the quiz. But please stay till the end and we'll allow you to unmute if there are any questions. Okay, so I just missed what happened on the leaderboard in terms of the switches, but you have the top 5 there. Saket, Ayushi, Manshi, this is a new joining in the top 5. Akash, Piyush. Let's see what happens in the next question. Okay, what type of dashboard would be most appropriate for senior management? And you have the 4 options on your screen. Okay, and the right answer in this case is a strategic dashboard. We'll talk more about this in the coming slides. But before that, let's again take a look at the leaderboard. Some more changes. I see Saket, Ayushi, and Akash in the top 3, and followed by Piyush and Vaishali. So let's see what happens in the next. Before that, I think there is a slide which we will quickly talk about. So this is a slide that we usually use in our classrooms. So it's an audience into presentation guide, meaning what type of audience is suited to what type of dashboards in this case. So if you notice, it's on the left, it is senior management, which is suited. I mean, the strategic dashboard is what somebody senior in the company would like to see, which usually measures performance at a very high level, and they may just need snapshots of what's happening monthly, daily, and weekly. They may not need all the details that are required for somebody who's working into operations or who is working into that particular role day in and day out. So for the senior management, you usually have a strategic dashboard, which is at a high level, goal focused, not a lot of details, but having actionable insights or decision. I mean, insights that they can use for making decisions. On the right hand side, this is more real time. The operational dashboard, more tactical, and it focuses more on helping the operational teams identify any outliers so that they can make changes in real time in their execution. So these are the three types of dashboard: strategic, analytical is for middle management or people who are in the managerial roles, and then operational dashboard. Okay, so with that, let's go to the next question. And the next question is, what is the first step in the process of data storytelling? Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the correct answer is understanding the audience and cleaning up the data. All the other steps, creating visualizations, analyzing, observing patterns in data, crafting the story and narrative would follow the first step. Okay, hopefully, we will see more on that in the coming slide, but let's take a look at the leaderboard. So we have Piyush, Vaishali, Saket in the top three now, and followed by Ayushi and Manshid. And we'll see what happens in the next slide. Okay, so this is a storytelling framework where you start with the data and the audience. So you figure out what data you have and what is your audience, and then you move to building effective visualizations once you have the data and you've identified the audience, and then finally updating the narrative. Okay, and we go to the next question. What is the main purpose of using colors in data visualization? Hopefully, this is a easy one. Okay, so it is to highlight important information or to make comparisons. And we'll see more on that in the coming slides. Before that, again, leaderboard, top three, Saket, Vaishali, Ayushi, and we have Yuvon in the fifth position now. So let's see what happens in the next question. And Omar has the highest answer streak of four, meaning he has got back-to-back four right answers. So we have Omar maybe coming up on the leaderboard sometime soon if he continues like that. So let's see what the next slide says. Okay, so main purpose of using colors in data visualization was the question is to highlight important information, differentiate and compare. So if you see the example on the screen, there are two examples of charts. On the left, you are using different colors without any purpose or without any intention to highlight any comparisons. While on the right, when you see you're using colors very deliberately, you're using colors to highlight 2019, it has been the best performing year. So making sure that you use colors in a way that helps to differentiate or compare data is going to be a good tip for you to follow. Okay, with that, let's go to the next question. What is the primary purpose of using a 2 by 2 matrix? So this is something there's something called as 2 by 2 matrix. What is the primary purpose of that? Okay, and the right answer is to classify data points based on two dimensions or two critical dimensions. We'll see more on that in the coming slide. Before that, uh, Ayushi, Vaishali, and Yohan are in the top three, and followed by Manshit and Akash. Manshit is making a comeback with three right answers in a row. So congratulations for that. Yes, the leaderboard is very tight. I think first and second position, and the third and the fourth positions are very close in terms of the points. So make sure you are very close to your mobile phones. We have last maybe 3 or 4 questions, and we go to the next. Okay, before the next question, here is an example of the 2 by 2 matrix. So in this case, you have identified those two dimensions or the two critical data points as revenues and profit, and then you present your analysis or your data based on those two dimensions. So in this case, you divided the slide into 4 quadrants, which is 2 by 2, and you have high revenue, low margin on the top left, low revenue, low margin on the bottom left, followed by high revenue, high margin on the top right, and low revenue, high margin on the top bottom right. This is an example of the 2 by 2 matrix. With that, let's go to the next question. Okay, which or what is one of the key differences between a strategic and analytical dashboard? Hopefully, you remember something from the slides that we had just seen, and this should be easy work. Okay, so the right answer here, all the other options seem to be, wrong in terms of some or the other way. So the right answer is analytical dashboards are more interactive and they compare complex information. Okay, with that, let's see the leaderboard, and we see Vaishali in the top position, followed by Yoshi and Manoj. I believe is a new name, so welcome Manoj. And you have Yuon and Manshit in the fourth and the fifth position. Okay, and Diana is the highest climber on this question and has moved up 4 places. Let's see what happens in the next question. Okay, we are coming to the end of the quiz, maybe second last question. So make sure you have this right. Which of the following best describes the waterfall chart? A chart that is. Okay, so the right answer is it shows the impact of sequential positive or negative values. And we'll see more on that after we go to the leaderboard. Okay, Vaishali has 6 back-to-back correct answers, and with that, she's on the top position. And followed by Ayushi, Manoj, Manshit, and Akash. Let's see what happens in the next slide. Yeah, this is an example of a waterfall chart where you have two data points, a starting data point and an ending data point, and you reconcile that using positive and negative, showing positives and negatives. So positive is going up, negative is going down. Maybe you want to use green or blue color for positives and red color for the negatives. Very useful in FP&A when you are showing actuals to forecast or showing budget to actuals or showing budget to forecast work in any of the presentations. Okay, with that, we go to the last question, I believe, for the day. Which of the following is an essential tip for creating effective data visualization? You have 4 options, and one of it is probably a good tip for effective data visualization. Okay, so the right answer is keeping your visualization simple, less is more. All the others are probably not the best tips to have in a presentation. Okay. So with that, I believe we'll go to the next slide. And yeah, this is one of the examples of less is more. So on the left, you see a complicated or a cluttered chart, basically showing the same representation of data as on the right. However, on the right, if you see, it's more cleaner, and you can easily identify the two data points and what those two are trying to tell you. So this is an example of keeping your visualization simple, less is more. With that, we come to the end, guys. So who do you think has won today? So let's have some guesses in the chat box. So Manoj is saying Ayushi. Radhika is saying interesting topic. It is interesting, very interesting. Vivek is saying Vaishali. What about others? Aisha is saying Vaishali. A lot of people are rooting for Vaishali. Can you have Vaishali on camera and the uh, other people who are in the top positions? Let me just go back if I can. Oh, I can't go back to the leaderboard. Okay, so most people are rooting for Vaishali. Let's see. Let's go back to the quiz and let's see who's on the third position. So on the third position we have Manoj. So congratulations, Manoj, with 6,316 points. With 6,658 points, we have Ayushi on the second position, and Vaishali is on the first position with 7,372 352 points. And I just missed the fourth and the fifth position, so let me just replay this again if I can. Play again. Podium. Replay animation. Okay, so let's do this again so that we know the fourth and the fifth position. So Manoj on third position, Ayushi on the second, and Vaishali on the first. We already saw this. On the fourth and the fifth position, we have Manj. I believe I again lost it. So, did you guys see who's in the fourth and the fifth position? Okay, Manshid is in the fifth position. And what about the fourth position? Or the fourth position is Manshid, fifth is Akash. Okay. Okay, so congratulations, the top three and Manshid and Akash. And with that, we come to the end of the quiz. Let me just stop sharing this screen. And maybe we'll continue sharing the screen. We'll come back to the slides and announce the prizes. Okay, Aisha is saying very interesting and fun, quite informative. So thank you so much. Hopefully you'll join again next week as well. So let me just first switch off the music. Okay, so as you know, we usually don't have monetary prizes. We usually give training programs as prizes. So for the fourth and the fifth position, you win the FP&A Foundations bundle, which is basically our FP&A Foundations program and the All About FP&A ebook. So congratulations, Akash and Manshid, on winning the FP&A Foundations bundle. The second and the third positions win FP&A Launchpad bundle, which is a combination of our FP&A Launchpad program and a lot of bonuses, including recordings to our mastermind calls, which we have been doing for a while, I think over a year now. So you have 12 recordings of the mastermind calls that we have done with CFOs, FP&A leads, experts. So I think that's great reference to have along with the foundations and the All About FP&A book. So congratulations. And on the first position, the winner gets the financial modeling for FP&A program, which is starting next week. So we'll reach out to you very soon along with the FP&A Foundations bundle. So this is a live program which you can join, uh, and we will So with that, we'll wrap up the quiz, and what we'll do is take we'll take few minutes, and as you know, the FP&A Launchpad bundle code is active on Thursday evening. So if you want to just go ahead and get it, you can use this code and get the 70% discount on the bundle. What we'll do is we'll get our representatives from GA management consultants on the screen, and we'll talk more about the AI for finance and FP&A course for people who are interested, who can stay back. For those who are not, feel free to drop out, and we'll meet again in the next week. Okay, so Radhika, just hold on. We'll just quickly talk about the AI for FP&A program, and then we'll come back to the questions. So, do we have Gaurav? And I believe we have Gaurav here from GA Management Consultants. And quickly, I just wanted to give a background. So this is something that we came together a couple of months back, and this was a very interesting and a very high in demand topic for today. As you know, AI, and especially how do we bring together the use cases for finance and FP&A roles is the objective of this program. So over to you, Gaurav. If you can just quickly walk us through the class schedule of the AI for FP&A and finance program. I'll just allow you to unmute, so just you can. Yeah, now you can unmute yourself.
Hey, thank you, Asif, for having us here. It is like lovely always being here. So coming quickly to the course, our course, I'll just share my screen and I'll walk everybody through.
Sure, Gaurav. So let me just stop sharing mine.
Okay. Otherwise, maybe on your screen also, if you could just bring up our timetable or schedule. That
Yeah.
also, Asif, like if it's easier for you.
So timetable is already on the screen. Do you see the screen? Now I just started sharing it.
Yes. So this is basically all about, like what we'll be walking through everybody in our course, which is basically, first of all, making you understand what AI is all about, because this is a broader term which encompasses, like other terms, and generally people get confused, like what is ML, what is deep learning or NLP or a generative AI. What is the difference between, and I say, like use the term AI versus a generative AI. Apart from it, nowadays LLM is also something very popular. Apart from it, I am sure that everybody, like mostly in all the organizations, people must have come across Chat GPT, Llama 3, or Gemini. These are also again like everybody reads on LinkedIn or maybe like other platforms. So how you can like basically use it in your day-to-day life, in your like FP&A roles, or maybe across if you come from a different function, so how you can basically like uh, use it for different use cases. So this is in crux, like all about the course, and this will start from 14th of September, which is a Saturday, and this will be for 8 sessions, and everybody can see like what the topics specifically are for this course. So yeah, that's it, Asif.
Thanks, Gaurav. One of the things I found it interesting. One of the things I found interesting about the course is you're not just learning basics of ChatGPT, which probably some of you already know, but also creating your own GPT or an agent. So we have very practical use cases in finance, which we will be showing you how we can build your own GPT or your own AI agent. And if you have a use case in mind, and if you are just limited with the ability to create a GPT, then I think these three sessions or these three examples that are there, very finance specific, will be very helpful. So thanks, Gaurav, for joining. And with that, we'll take questions. The next episode will be on next Thursday as usual, and the topic is business strategy. So you have the topic ahead of time. Yes, let's take any questions we have. So let me just unmute everybody and just make sure that you can unmute yourself. Okay, I think now you should be able to unmute yourself if you have any questions, or we can take a look at the chat box. So Gaurav is saying, Gaurav Sharma is saying, sir, can you please share the recording? So the recordings will come in few days. So uh, it's with our editor. So all the episodes will get edited together in the next coming weeks, and it will be released together in the next few. I think in the next 7 to 10 days. So all the episodes will be shared as a recording on our YouTube channel. But it is taking a while because of uh, the workload issue. So it'll get released in a couple of weeks. Can you please explain a bit more about the 2 by 2 matrix with one example? Okay, so let me just go back to one of the. Okay, maybe we cannot go back. So 2 by 2 matrix is one of the most more commonly used presentation techniques. So whereby when you have a lot of data and when you want to present that data in a way that is easy for the audience to understand and make some decision. You can just identify the most important dimensions of that data. In this case, what you saw on the screen was uh, so you had data with profit numbers and revenue numbers. So you could identify, okay, profit and revenues are the two things that I want to present, and you had divided this slide into four parts. Say high profit, high margin clients; those are the ideal clients you want. So you can present, okay, these are some of the clients which we have, which are in the high profit and the high revenue category. Then we have some clients which are in the low profit and the low margin category, which we probably don't want, or which are not ideal clients. Then there are some clients which have high revenue but low profit, and those are places where you may want to increase profitability, figure out how you can increase profitability. So that's one way of presenting information in a way that is easy to understand and easy to make decisions. You could have other situations where you present 2 by 2 matrix. One of the classic examples you've seen is the BCG matrix is also a 2 by 2 matrix. So if you have seen that strategy framework of BCG matrix, where you have cash cows and dogs and those four types of products, where you classify different products based on the characteristics. Uh, so yeah, though that's a little bit about the 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, any more questions or any comments before we wrap up today? If not, we will wrap up the session in the next couple of minutes. Okay, so thank you so much for joining today, and we'll again see you in the next episode. Have a great evening and have a great weekend ahead as well. Thanks.